It's time for Swinging Blindly, the show where PJ and Blaze make their bold baseball predictions. Once in a while, they'll hit a home run. Sometimes they'll hit a grounder or fly ball somewhere, but most of the time, they're gonna swing and miss.
Strike three, you're out.
Here he is, stepping into the batter's box, the man with the plan, who roots for a team with a late legend named Stan. It's not unusual for him to lead off, PJ Geary.
Welcome, and welcome back to another episode with the guys with the gift of gab. It's like they were made in a lab. The guys who reach for the skies, no matter what way it lies. The guys without ties, but are always swinging blindly through life. And if we end up with a K, hey, who gives a hey? Back with yours truly, PJ, and my good pal Blaze here on the Swinging Blindly podcast with PJ and Blaze. My friend, how the heck are you? What an intro you put together there. I'm impressed. I love it. And you always impress me. So how are you doing?
Well, you're very kind. I'm doing all right. I gotta say, this is our radio debut as well.
Yes,
as we are now not only wherever you get your podcasts, but also on the Pacifica Radio Network. So.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And thank you for listening. All those big, small, wide, small, thin, whatever. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, we're swinging blindly and we're off to a great start.
Community radio is like pennies in the jar. On the surface, it doesn't look like a lot, but there are a lot of stations. So it all kind of adds up in that way.
And you know what? That's a great way to put it. I mean, I stack my pennies and give it a couple weeks, and you got a good amount of money right in there. So
absolutely,
that's kind of what our shtick is. We're stacking pennies here on the Swinging Blindly podcast with PJ and Blaze. Thank you again for joining us, wherever and however you were listening to us.
Absolutely,
where we talk baseball. We're baseball nuts. We want to bring you our takes, whether or not how egregious or silly they may be. You know what? You'll come to find that we happen to be right a lot more of the time than we give ourselves credit for, Blaze. So
this is true.
This is true. And self-deprecation is a great thing to have in moderation, as is most things. So that's kind of the shtick. That's kind of the deal that you're going to get here on the Swinging Blindly podcast with PJ and Blaze.
Yeah, what was it? Mary Poppins said, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Well, self-deprecation makes our egos go up, makes our egos go up. Makes our egos go up. Self-deprecation makes the egos go up. Oh.
You might even get some show tunes. So just keep your ears locked on to the Swinging Blindly podcast.
Yeah, the Swinging Blindly Show, which is a podcast. Again, you can subscribe wherever you get your podcast and listen via the Pacifica Radio Network. We do have social media. We're getting our Facebook page back up and running, facebook.com/Swinging Blindly Podcast, and on Twitter @Swinging Blindly. So we have a lot to get into. Let's get out of the box here, PJ.
Yes,
as the big story that has kind of come out over the past 24 hours or so is the fact that Major League Baseball has moved the All-Star game out of Atlanta because of Georgia's new voting law, which does disenfranchise people of color and also create a lot of access issues. MLB, I guess, has been getting a bunch of pushback on this sort of stuff, and because of that, they have decided to move the game. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is a very recent development in just the zeitgeist of the news in general. I think this is transcended because it's political, but it's transcended just baseball. Whereas this is a huge decision that's unprecedented. I mean, other than a pandemic, this is an unprecedented issue that has arisen where a the location of an All-Star game that was already set in stone, or not clearly not in stone, but set, that has been moved due to political leanings and political offerings. Blaze, I don't really know much. I tried to do some research on it beforehand, and I do have a couple articles up, one through the New York Times, and then I also have a one through Reuters, which is just some quotes that I kind of wanted to touch on.
Sure.
But I kind of wanted to, before I get into those, maybe I think you might be a little bit more learned, as they say, on exactly what is going on. Can you give the people and myself just a quick briefing onto how this is all kind of played out?
Well, the funny thing is, I'm really not that much more versed on this than you right now.
Yeah, because it did happen so recently. So I was just, I mean, I can go through it really quick if you want right now.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of touched on it. It's clearly the connotations of the lessening rights to the people of color. Some have even. And again, we're not trying to get political here. We're just kind of trying to line it out for you. So opinions, whatever, like we're going to try and stick to the facts and quotes. But, from what I see, the law makes absentee voting harder. It can potentially help the general election. It shortens the runoff period, which is a lot of this seems to be a reaction to that state. Again, not to get too political, but that state losing, or being flipped, I guess would be the correct word, right?
Because they lost because there was a special election because neither of the candidates reached 50%. So I believe the way it panned out was they had to have a special election. And because of that, both Republican seats flipped. And Georgia has a Republican governor who was clearly ticked off. And as a result, this is the law that was put on the books unnecessarily. I mean, why are we denying access in 2021? I mean, here, pandemic notwithstanding, the fact is we are creating access issues. And you could make that argument, well, the MLB, they're leaning to the liberals, they're desperate to get the younger fan, all that stuff. I don't want to say that's an unfair argument because that is an argument that people will make. However, we all know the power of corporate sponsorships. And because of this, it is a move MLB had to make. This is not something that you stand your ground on, especially in a sport that is losing popularity because it has chosen to not adapt. Unlike the other sports, the NFL in particular, the NBA, NHL is still kind of in its own basement in terms of professional sports are concerned here in the U.S. But MLB was once America's pastime, and now it's America's next to last time. And that is the unfortunate reality that has gone on. So where I'm heading with this here?
No, I mean, you're spot on. And again, I think you said that, I think you put that very well, just for the people listening to that. And you kind of touched on it a little bit, but really what it is it empowers the state legislature. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct or not.
Yeah, the legislature. Yep.
Thank you. Basically it removes the Secretary of State as chair of the State Board of Elections and allows the legislature to appoint a majority of the board's members, including the chair. So if there are certain leanings there that go against certain things, then this is where the problems arise. There is no real language in there there's no language in it that specifically outlines people of color, but it just seems to be the overlying indication is that this is that's just it has for lack of a better term, it has a dark cloud over it.
A lot of racial and ethnic subliminal undertones here within the legislation. And look, MLB has made the decision. Yeah. I support it. I absolutely do.
No, same. I mean, I don't see how there's a way that you can't. And if you're before we kind of get through it, I had a couple of quotes here on both sides if you wanted to hear them and then maybe just give your quick 2 cents about them. I'll just pick a couple of the big ones here. We had California Governor Gavin Newsom tweeting, "Hey, at MLB, feel free to give us a call. In California, we actually work to expand voter access, not prevent it." And then opposed by that was Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. "What a pathetic and weak decision by at MLB to give in to the radical left's false attack on Georgia voting laws. I hope the people of Georgia remember this in 2022 when they will have a chance to check/stop the Biden agenda in the Georgia U.S. Senate race."
Well, Lindsey Graham can shut up because South Carolina doesn't have a professional baseball team.
I know I keep repeating, don't want to get political, but these are people who have put themselves not only on the political scale, but also somewhat of a celebrity scale.
Well, yeah. Well, everything is tied to politics. The lines between sports and politics have become so blurred, good, bad, or indifferent. I think there's a time for it. I think there's a place, but this is a move MLB absolutely had to make, no question about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a couple more here, if you don't mind just hearing them out real quick. The Atlanta Braves. So this was actually something that, and I know you're not a Met fan, but that got a reaction straight off of Twitter from a current player. The Atlanta Braves, their immediate response was just, quote, "The Atlanta Braves are deeply disappointed by the decision of Major League Baseball to move its 2021 All-Star Game. This was neither our decision nor our recommendation." And in response, New York Mets pitcher Marcus Stroman reacted, "The worst, quote, the worst press release of all time," end quote. Any thoughts there? He kind of just, let him have it, I guess.
But why even say anything?
I know. It's just, it adds to what should probably be less of a thing. It's a thing because it's unprecedented, right? I mean, it's something that's, at least in our lifetime, has never happened.
Yeah, well, everything is just so fueled right now. You have the Derek Chauvin trial going on right now and the George Floyd murder. And you have all this other stuff that's happening, and sports and politics are just so melded together right now. And, it's, again, I'm glad that MLB had the courage to make the move that they did. So the question then becomes, where are they going to play?
Yeah, and I have a couple of thoughts on that. Yeah, I don't want to get to. I was reading a couple more of those quotes, and I figure we could move on. To this is, so I saw something recently about, and I believe it was either the governor or just somebody in power politically in the Milwaukee area came out and said, Hank Aaron's passing, move it to Milwaukee, do a tribute to Hank Aaron. Some of the other Lou Brocks, the Bob Gibsons, do a kind of a tribute thing in a kind of a more of a neutral, quote unquote, site is what I would kind of say. And that would be my guess. I mean, I read the California quote there. Because the Dodgers are slated to host it in 2022, MLB has already come out and said that they will not move up the Dodgers, take Dodger Stadium hosting it for this year. They'll keep 2022. But I think the other option would then be showcase that we say all the time here, showcase the greatest player of this generation and move it not to Dodger Stadium, but Angels. I mean, you have another California team, maybe do that. It's an AL NL type deal, so it wouldn't cloud those up. I know so they would be going from an NL team to an AL team, and then they would have an NL team next year host it. But at this point, I think everything's up in the air, and to me, those are the Brewers. Number one would be the most logical, just to kind of bring it back to baseball and baseball's history.
Yeah, I mean, although Hank Aaron did his damage. He had most of his success in Atlanta, not in Milwaukee.
Well, yes, but
Lou Brock had all of his success in St. Louis.
But that was a clearly this was going to be set up in Atlanta had it stayed in Atlanta with Hank Aaron's passing.
No question about it.
Kind of pivot to his other team of success, and I'd bring up the Lou Brocks and Bob Gibsons, and just for the elephant in the room. I mean, this is that they're moving out for certain political reasons that I'm not necessarily at liberty to just say,
right.
But maybe you kind of just, these are legends of the game that deserve to be honored in some way. So I think they have to figure out a way to get that. I mean, hey, I wouldn't be, I named 2 Cardinals there, right? No disrespect to Hank Aaron at all, but
no,
we lost Lou Brock and Bob Gibson, 2 legends of the game. Move it to St. Louis. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think either Milwaukee or St. Louis would be really cool.
Yeah.
St. Louis, in my opinion, actually kind of creates a better optic because you have Bud Selig, who has all the ties to Milwaukee, former owner of the Brewers and whatnot. And, it could be kind of viewed that way that, let's bring Bud Selig back into the spotlight, and would he overshadow Hank Aaron? I would think the answer to that is no, but you could see where that argument would be made.
Well, and current owner of the Marlins and former Yankee legend,
the great Derek Jeter, yeah.
Thank you. Also came out and kind of in support of baseball's decision, but also kind of threw their name in the hat as a possible destination down there in Florida, where everything's just kind of okay, hunky dory, I guess.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Another place I thought about as well would be Texas with Globe Life Park, that new park. But then again, I remembered, that's right, they had the World Series there in the pandemic bubble, if you will.
Yep.
Another option could be San Diego.
Another California. You're right. Just keep it in California for that matter. So, yeah, I honestly, I think the 5 about stadiums we just named or teams, that's probably the most likely. I think if they're the ones that came to our minds first, not to say that we're experts or anything, we just gab about baseball blindly, but I think those are probably the top 5 destinations. I don't see it coming to New York. I don't see it coming to. I don't see it coming to Philly. I don't see it coming to Boston. I think you're either got to go directly south, directly west, or kind of keep it in the Midwest area, like similarly to. I know Georgia's not Midwest, but
right, but you
know what I'm saying.
Although the other thing to consider too is you do have to have it in a space where it's going to be larger than Atlanta because it's easier to scale it versus shrinking it. So there is that factor too.
Yeah. And that's a brand new stadium they got there in Atlanta as well. So that obviously comes into play when they make these decisions.
I mean, it would have been great. It would have been not good. It would have been flat out great if the All-Star game were to happen in Atlanta, because that city hasn't really had a big event since the Olympics in '96.
Which also had a little bit of
that had its own controversies around that. With the bombing and all that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta has had a rough go about it in sports, in their entire sports existence. So that would have been a nice win in a way, especially with such a good Braves team that they've got, as we've outlined here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. It stinks for the people who were excited for it in Atlanta. Of course, we have to keep that in mind, but I think, and we'll echo this, I know, and you've already touched on it, it was the right thing to do. And I honestly think it was the only decision to make. It's already an iffy type of year. Let's get rid of any kind of controversy or shenanigans that we can before we even get close to it. And,
right.
So kudos to them. And it's been met. I mean, Curtis, before we hopped on, I was watching Curtis Granderson and Edwin Jackson, who both very much involved in the Players Association, Players Alliance, and they both were very, very happy with the way it all went down. LeBron James, who is now the part owner of the Boston Red Sox, came out and said he's glad to be part of the MLB family. So talk about a vote of confidence.
As if God, I mean, LeBron is a Red Sox owner. As a Yankee fan, that just, it's a shot through the heart, because I grew up. 10-year-old Blaze was a huge fan of LeBron. I had a number 23 Cavs jersey.
Good. You should.
Yep.
Everybody in America should.
Yep.
Yep. I take that back, but I'm a big LeBron guy.
Did you have one?
Man. What's that?
Did you have a Cavs jersey?
Not a LeBron jersey. No. I stopped really. Well, I mean, I just went towards basketball. I had my ins and outs of. I'm back into it pretty big, so there's a chance I eventually land, whether it's a Cavs or a Lakers, LeBron. Well, I won't go Heat, though. It has to be 20.
Oh, no, you can't go Heat.
Yeah, no, can't go Heat. It's got to be Cavs or Lakers in my eyes. So, Yeah, man. I mean, it was pertinent to talk about. It's a big story in baseball, and I think we covered it enough. It didn't really cross any boundaries, so we'll just we'll have to see. I mean, we'll come back when any updates we get. We'll come back and you'll hear it here on the Swinging Blindly podcast with PJ and Blaze. So.
Absolutely, and now you have the other big story is the Mets and Nationals. That series had to be postponed because of COVID problems with the Nationals.
Speaking of snafus, man, I mean, speaking of shenanigans that MLB certainly does not want to deal with or see, I mean, as things start to get more back to normal, vaccines, I know the Cardinals, their roster is 85% vaccinated at this point.
Yeah. Are they the only team that has 85% vaccinations?
Yep, they're the highest vaccinated. Yep. Because, I mean, if you remember last year, they were hit hardest by it.
Yeah.
So, I feel like it was just kind of revisionist history.
Felt like 85% of their team they didn't even have.
Yeah, exactly. And had to play like a million doubleheaders. It was just ridiculous.
I'll tell you, I give your boys a lot of credit, PJ. I really do.
They deserve it. They deserve
question about it.
And the thing is, too, is this is something they don't want. But we're still living in a pandemic, in a world where there's a pandemic going on. Let's just face it. We're not out of the woods yet. It's still happening. This is bound to happen. It stinks that it was opening weekend. That obviously for the fans of both teams stinks. I think blame being tossed around is unnecessary. It happens. And they'll deal with it. They'll get better. Last I heard, the Nationals were hoping to begin Monday against the Braves. I don't have it in front of me who the Mets would be playing, but I imagine they'll be playing Monday to start their season. It stinks. Now there are a couple teams that are 4 games have played before they even I don't know about 4 games, but at least 3 games played before the Mets and Nationals step on the field. Yeah, because of the weird Friday day off where most had day off yesterday. But yeah, I mean, it kind of just is what it is, and it stinks. I say keep your blames to yourself. The pandemic's still here, folks. We're still living in it. It's hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be very much back to normalcy later this year. But I think in general, it's just kind of a wait and see type game. Luckily, neither of us are National fans because we got to see our teams play on opening day, thankfully. And
mine did not.
Yeah, I mean, you want to just get into that, or did you want to touch on the Mets National thing really quick before we?
Well, I think we've covered it as best we can right now.
Yeah. So let's just go right in. Yeah, exactly. We'll come back to you with updates as the story unfolds, and hopefully next time we're talking to you, we're talking about national games in full swinging blindly fashion.
Absolutely. 2 weeks
all right,
time.
Boys, I'll run through all the scores of just opening day. See, I don't want to become that I don't want to be that podcaster. Especially because we're doing this. Especially because we're doing this, every other week as of now. I don't want to be the recap scores guy. Maybe we'll touch into standings I think that could be something we could look at as we go forward. But it's opening day. It's a national holiday for guys like us. So I'm going to go through really quickly the full slate of games and the scores, and then we'll end that with touching with our Homer Minute on how our teams did.
Yeah. So, now, do you have an opening day tradition that you do?
That's a good question. I actually meant to ask you something about. No, but I think I started one this year.
Okay.
If you would like to, I guess should I save it for my Homer Minute or just say now?
No. Let's talk about our opening day traditions now. Yeah.
Okay, now. Okay. So we do this thing called Butcher Box where you get it's a delivery subscription where you just get really good quality meats for bulk price, and they send it to you every 2 weeks or once a month or however you want it. And this time we ended up getting St. Louis baby back ribs.
There you go.
And I said to her, Anna, my wife, when we got them, we got the box 2 weeks ago, and you freeze most of it and then you just take out what you want to eat.
Oh yeah, sure.
I said to her, I'm going to make these ribs opening day. I think I have officially discovered my personal opening day tradition, which will be to, in whatever way, smoking, slow cooker, oven, grill, I will be making St. Louis baby back ribs every opening day going forward for hopefully the rest of my life. That's the goal.
They came out good?
Oh, I still have them. Yeah. Fall off the bone, my friend. fall off the bone. Oh, that was a great sound effect.
Oh.
Do it again.
That was me, like, legit salivating over the ribs falling off.
Oh, it was so good. And you know what? It's and just besides that, before I let you answer, my friend.
Yeah.
No, I generally didn't. I guess the only real tradition I had though was, and it's not really a tradition, but I really tried to make sure I'm always watching the first pitch of the Cardinals season. I want to be there for the first pitch, not the first at bat for the Cardinals, not the first at bat for the other team. I want whatever the first pitch is, I want to be there for it. And I guess that's another thing I'm going to try to make sure I focus on going forward. I went to one opening day, which was recently, actually, Mets Cardinals on Easter Sunday, actually ended up being.
Oh.
And it was opening weekend. I don't think it was actually opening day, but they still had all the festivities and all the shenanigans going on. So that was cool. And I guess that would eventually become a tradition I would like to adopt, is to go to opening days. But yeah, no, baby back ribs and making sure I watch the first pitch.
Oh, there you go. I ordered a triple play burger from the recovery room.
Oh, let's go.
Hey, the triple play burger has barbecue sauce, has bacon, cheddar, onion, and it has an onion ring. Oh, it's got it all. I mean, triple play burger, the sweet potato fries, it's some chicken tenders with some spice with a peanut sauce to dip them in. Oh yeah.
I can't do the noise. Thank you.
Bro, I mean that is my opening day tradition. Awesome. You know, and then pair that with a couple of beverages for the 21 and older population
of the adult variety.
Exactly. Yes. Oh.
Hey, that sounds great. And is that something you've done more than once?
It is something. I did it last year for the opening day, the pandemic version, and the 60 game pandemic shortened season, and then of course this year for hopefully what will be 162 games.
No, I appreciate it. I love keeping in the baseball lore.
Yeah,
the triple play, you know, I mean, like you said, nothing better than listen. I will put it up against anybody, Blaze. The sounds of baseball, to me, are the epitome of sports sounds. There's no better sounds in any sport than there is accumulatively in baseball.
I would agree. I mean, because you have the crowd, you hear the crack of the bat, you hear the pop of the glove. Even you sometimes, I mean, because these mics are so good now, you can hear the ball hitting the dirt, and the catcher grabbing it, and you hear the throw across, you know, from second to first or short to first or third to first or what have you.
The traditional organ, man.
Oh, the organs.
What other sport is there? You know, I know it happens at certain times throughout at least hockey, but there's no other sport where they're playing an organ. That's baseball. To me, I hear an organ, Blaze, I think baseball.
Yep.
Right away.
No question about it.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, other than maybe church would be the other one, but you know, who knows?
Oh, I mean, to me, baseball is church. So
there you go. And
I'm doing heck of a lot of praying too. So
that's where you get to hear. Hey, when you listen to Swinging Blindly podcast, you might as well be going to church. So that's what we're doing here for you. And Blaze, let me breeze through.
Just don't ask us to save.
I just got that. It took me a second, but I loved it. Oh man. Hey, it's the comedic hour with PJ. No, it's Swinging Blindly podcast.
Swinging Blindly, yep. Via the Pacifica Radio Network and wherever you get your podcasts. So this is our radio debut, my guy.
I know. I hopefully it's not coming across, but I am a little nervous. We're getting there.
You look and sound just as composed as ever.
Thank you. Coming from you, that means a lot.
You could come in the ninth inning, bases loaded, close it out, no prop.
That's what my general role was when I did play baseball. So there you go.
That's right.
I remember
things sometimes.
You do. You You're very select. No, I'm just kidding. Not selective.
Well, my girlfriend will tell you that it can be. So that's, you're not overly wrong there.
It's neither here nor there, my friend. So let me blaze through, if you like that. Oh wow! See, now I just want to get that sound effect every time. I just want that sound effect now. I just want to be cringe.
I may have to be selective about it.
Damn it! All right. Let me get through the opening day scores here. I'll save our teams for last. So we had Cleveland going to Detroit in that snow game. Man, it was really cool. Miguel Cabrera, who hit the first home run of the year for any team, he hits it into the snow, and he didn't even realize that he hit it. So he slid into second base, please. On the first home run of the year, we have Miguel Cabrera in a snow globe, basically sliding into second base on a ball that was already hit over the wall.
I'm sure he looked about as graceful as a falling tree doing so.
Oh yeah, he like fell onto the base basically. We had the Milwaukee Brewers at home beating the Minnesota Twins in extra innings. We had a couple extra inning games on opening day.
I got that game wrong. I did the MLB pick'em.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I got both those games wrong.
Yikes.
Because I had Cleveland beating Detroit because I thought Bieber would do more, but he pitched more like Justin Bieber. What is it already?
That deserved both of those.
Oh,
and then close game in the Milwaukee, Minnesota that ended on Lorenzo Cain dashed for home, sliding under the tag. We had Pittsburgh beating in Chicago the Chicago Cubs 5-3.
Wow.
My guy Key Brian Hayes, who is probably going to finish second in a Rookie of the Year to a player on the Cardinals, at least by my estimation. Clearly no bias, but maybe a little bias.
None.
None at all.
Yeah, did you know Key Brian Hayes? He's the son of Yankee great Charlie Hayes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Charlie Hayes, who played on the 96 World Series team for the Yankees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A champion.
Yes. He is
a
champion.
Awesome.
Yep.
I just traded for him I just traded Jeff McNeil for Key Brian Hayes trade.
Oh, I thought you traded him for Charlie Hayes the way you were. No.
Took him as my coach now.
I would have had a better shot with Purple Haze, but that's.
Oh, look at you. Shout out Prince.
No, that's Purple Rain.
Well, I wanted to just, kind of gloss over the connotation there.
Well, Prince's Minnesota Twins lost. There's the segue back into what we were talking about.
Thank you. And then going to the East, Blaze, we had Philly beating the Atlanta Braves on a walk-off there in the 10th inning, 3-2.
That one surprised me, yeah.
San Diego Padres were able to eke out the win against the Arizona Diamondbacks 8-7. The Dodgers take an opening day loss with Clayton Kershaw on the mound 8-5 against the Rockies. So a little, it's day one, but we can overreact a little bit because it's opening day. We had Tampa Bay in the closest game of the day, squeaking again, another squeak out, 1-0 over the Marlins in Miami.
It was just as close as some other games. Let's be fair.
Yeah, just the 1-0 part.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see
scoring game. Yeah,
I see what you're. Yeah, can't get more low scoring than that.
No, exactly. So we then had no ties in baseball, folks.
None.
Kansas City Royals, the revamped lineup of the Kansas City Royals. Granted they faced the Rangers, but 14-10, the highest scoring game of the day, which I was a little upset about because the Cardinals scored double digits too, and so I was a little upset that the Royals scored more than them. We then had the Angels beating the White Sox 4-3 in Los Angeles, where it was a reuniting of Mr. Albert Pujols and Tony La Russa, which is very nice to see. Nice little hug pregame.
Yeah.
Then we had the Houston Astros, beating the Oakland A's with Zach Greinke 8-1. And it was a little closer last night, but there's that game there. And we had Carlos Correa just tackling Matt Chapman basically last night. And then
so I mean, two things. One, if you keep that Houston thing up, the community radio station down there is going to pull us. So.
All right, I take it. I didn't say it.
And well,
I didn't say it.
Well.
I didn't say it.
And what was that whole? And what was that whole deal with Carlos Correa and Matt Chapman? What happened there?
Oh yeah, I said Carrasco. Carlos Correa. Yes, it was a tag. It was a tag play, I believe, to end the inning. So Correa fields it a little bit behind Chapman, who's running to second, and he, instead of like just a normal like reach out tag, he like, maybe it was how he fielded it. I don't know. It was in slow motion, so you kind of make your own assumptions there. But I mean, he basically shoulder tackled the man down, and Carlos Correa is a big man, and so is Matt Chapman. So it was a collision, and they say, you know, as they will, and we should too. It adds to the A's Astros rivalry that has been brewing for a couple of years. So I appreciated it. It was a little egregious. I don't think he'll be suspended or fined or anything, but it was.
Yeah, you can make the case that A's Astros rivalry is one of the top rivalries in the game right now.
Yeah, no,
I'm with now.
You. Especially with how competitive they've been, you know, compared to some other divisions.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than Yankees Red Sox right now.
For the last couple of years too. Yeah. So I agree.
Is it better than Cardinals Cubs? I would say yes right now.
For now. Yeah.
For now, yes. I mean, I'm just talking purely on results and the level of competition. Obviously, when you go way back, I mean, nothing beats Yankees. Yeah. Nothing beats Yankees Red Sox. Cardinals Cubs is a close second, you know.
Yes,
and then
I would agree with you.
And you know the Phillies and the
Giants, Dodgers, which has fallen, which is not there anymore.
Yeah.
It's now Dodgers Padres. So.
That's going to be awesome. And then you know, the other one too that I was about to mention, you had the Phillies and any other team in the National League East, because what team really likes the Phillies?
Nobody likes the Phillies, yeah.
Because their fans are just the worst. I'm sorry. Booing Santa Claus. I get that was 1968, I believe it was, but still.
And different sport, but yes, you're right.
I mean, it just shows you everything that you need to. Yeah. And
all their stadiums are like right next to each other too.
I mean, I will say, having been to Philly and having actually been to 2 of the 3 places, Citizens Bank Park and the Wells Fargo Center. I believe it's still called the Wells Fargo Center.
For hockey.
Yeah, hockey. Well, the Sixers play basketball there too, but I was there for a hockey game.
Citizens Bank is a great
baseball.
park, though.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Citizens Bank is a great park. It's a great place to see a concert too. I saw Billy Joel there, September 2017.
Oh, wow.
A terrific show, best concert I've ever seen. But the Philly, in that respect, Philly itself. Philly's a great town. A lot of food, a lot of history, a lot of really cool stuff. It's just that their sports fans are obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I don't like about Philly is their sports fans.
Can I tell you this before
Certainly,
give the last score, and then we'll do our quick homer minute before we get into some predictions?
Yeah.
That I will rank them. So I've been to Old Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, New Yankee Stadium, City, Citizens Bank, and Fenway.
Mm-hmm.
The six parks I've been to.
All right.
And just I will say this: the Philly fans, we ended up being in a good section, but we got a lot of dirty looks and some snide comments for our Cardinal gear.
Of course.
City has been the best. We've never had a bad experience at Citi Field. The worst fan experience I ever had. And granted, Boston, I had an Angel Pujols jersey on because they were playing the Angels, and I didn't get anything from Boston people because I guess I just didn't care. I have never felt more unsafe than I was at the Yankee game wearing Cardinal gear. So I just want to put that out there into the
ether. Is that at the old stadium or the new?
Nope, that's the new one. And it was bad. Luckily we were with one Yankee fan friend who was able to try and to kind of smooth everything out, but definitely had a very bad feeling wearing Cardinal things to a Yankee game and New Yankee Stadium, which is, I mean, out of all those stadiums I listed, New Yankee Stadium is Old Yankee Stadium is great. New Yankee Stadium is trash, in my opinion. But that's just because I'm not a Yankee fan. If you're a Yankee fan, you're going to love Yankee Stadium. So,
well, see, I've only been to the old stadium. I've not been to the new one. I've also been to Fenway. I've been to Wrigley. I've been to Citizens Bank Park.
I'm jealous of your Wrigley. We'll have to get to a game this year, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll figure that out. I got to tell you, Wrigley, in terms of experience, Wrigley is hard to beat.
That's awesome. I like that, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but unless I'm going into a Wrigley game with Cardinal gear on, but even still, you see in the Cardinals fans travel well, and they get to Wrigley themselves.
Yeah,
so.
Sure. I mean, it's not that far. Yeah. It's like a party outside of the stadium in the pregame. And awesome. I mean, you have that. I mean, Wrigley Field, Oregon, is simply iconic, and it is the best in baseball. You can't argue me on that.
I won't.
It is in terms of the tone and everything. I will put Cubs games on just to listen to that gosh darn Oregon.
I love that. I love that about you, my friend. But let's
and I
won't argue because that's awesome.
Yeah, and I once went to a Red Sox Phillies game. I gotta say, not being a Red Sox fan. So where our seats were was on the third base side, and Fenway being an old ballpark, I had a portable radio with me because of my complete blindness. I wasn't able to get any radio reception, but I gotta say the staff at Fenway could not have been classier, could not have been more kind, could not have been more gracious. Every other place, I was able to get the Cubs radio broadcast, no problem. When I was in Chicago, I was able to get the Yankees. I was able to get the Phillies, no problem. But it was just where we were in Fenway that was kind of a radio dead zone, if you will, static zone. Yeah.
No, well, hey, you know what? And that's coming from a Yankee fan, folks. So straight out of his mouth, he that's a compliment to the Red Sox.
Yeah. Although the thing that kind of makes it a little disappointing now, going to a baseball game with the radio, is because all these stations have these 8-second delays in case someone swears.
Yep.
So when you're listening to the radio broadcast, you're 8 seconds behind the action.
Well, and I know we got to move on, but just a question I'm curious with, Blaze, is so you with the 8-second delay, which that stinks, but you're not it's not is it noise canceling type deal, or can you still hear the crack of the bat, so you'll kind of have an idea of what's going on?
It depends on how loud I've got my stuff turned up.
Yeah, because because you could gauge the fan reaction, you could gauge the crack of the bat, which I'm sure you do anyway.
Yeah. I've tried umpiring from the stands, and I did just as well as everyone else. So
that's a movie that should be written, The Blind Umpire. But anyway, man, let's do our quick homer minute talking about both of our teams' opening day performances, and then we'll end the show with some award predictions if that sounds good to you. So let's start with you, man, because you had the unhappy ending, whereas I had the happy opening day.
Yeah,
you had the unhappy opening day. So why don't you? Because I talked to my brother, and my brother sent me some texts about the Yankees that I do want to bring up to you during your homer minute. So why don't you get into it, and I'll bring my questions in as I see fit.
Certainly. I mean, it was a case of the Yankees not being able to hit with runners in scoring position. They couldn't advance runners when they really needed to, which has kind of been the theme of the past couple of years. It has been the difference why they didn't beat Tampa Bay, why they have had very little success in the postseason over the past couple of years. Am I concerned that this is going to continue to be a theme? Well, I don't know, but there's no excuse for this. You're a professional baseball player. Hit the ball to the right side. Make things happen. Don't just stand there and try and hit the ball out of the park all the time. It doesn't work.
I love you, Blaze. I love you. Keep going.
I love you too, man. I mean, that's really all I got. And it took away from, I thought, a pretty good pitching performance from Garrett Cole.
Oh, 100%. They both starting pitchers on both sides had Ryu
and Cole. That was a terrific matchup.
Great game, yeah.
Both of and both of them wish they could have one pitch back. Garrett Cole, the slider to Teoscar Hernandez, and Ryu, the pitch to Sanchez.
Gary Sanchez, yeah. Which I was at work, but a buddy of mine who's also a Yankee fan had the stream up on his phone, so I was actually watching that Sanchez home run. He creamed that ball. Sanchez had a good game in general.
He did. I mean, can he keep it up? We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
I mean, because he
threw a guy out too. So I mean, we know he has the arm. It's just if he could catch the ball.
Right. Right.
So, all right, before I get to my Cardinals, Blaze, I just want to read a couple of my brother's texts to me during. So, in succession, this is right after the game had ended, and I had just texted him about how the Cardinals scored 6 runs in the first inning, no big deal. And he said to me, already hate this Yankee team. Honestly, they need to move on from Judge. Guy comes up small all the time. Can't remember a big hit from him.
Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong about Aaron Judge. But I'm not one that likes to necessarily react viscerally to what happened game one. I know a lot of Yankee fans do. I choose not to because there's 161 more games to go. Now, if it's game 61 and these things happen and they keep happening, entirely different story.
All right, I'm with that. And okay, last three, because I know we're getting close to time, but
yeah.
He said he's a good player. He can't stay healthy and honestly can't think of a big hit. Just strikes out. Not sure the Yankees should extend him. So my question is, should the Yankees extend Judge? I know it's early, but hey, we got to throw out some hot takes early. So,
well, right now, other than leadership, he hasn't provided a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, and what you're going to have to pay him is going to be pretty astronomical unless he really takes a team-friendly deal, which you just don't really see that with these guys. I mean, look at Lindor demanding a $300 and getting a $341 million contract like 6 weeks after he's been a Met, for Christmas sake. It's come on.
All right, I like it, and you know what? That's if anything else you want to listen to us here on the Swig Blindly podcast, you should tune in for our homerism because it's incredible, and it's the reason why we try to keep it at a minimum every episode. But here is my homerism because we like to talk about everybody. We're huge Cardinal fans on my end and a huge Yankee fan on your end, but we want to bring this to the entire MLB ecosystem. Blaze, I mean, I'll keep it short. I couldn't have expected anything better out of the offense. Goldschmidt was hitting the ball like crazy, 4 hits, including almost a home run, 2 doubles and 2 singles, and hitting the ball over 100 miles an hour off his bat every time. So he's locked in right away. Arenado with his first hit, which was an RBI, but didn't get out of the infield based on a nice play. Also then had a second hit and his second RBI as a Cardinal. So that's promising. I love that they're going right now. Schultz is going Goldschmidt to Arenado third so that you see both of them in the first innings. The defense looked fine. Tyler O'Neill, Dylan Carlson, rookie of the year front runner in my eyes, hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. We had Tyler O'Neill muscle a curveball out with his giant muscles, and we don't even need the Cardinals don't even need Tyler O'Neill to hit for high average. They just need him to hit like 30 home runs and play good defense because he's the 2020 left field Gold Glover in Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah, so, I actually listened to the game as much as I could between the Cardinals and the Reds. I'll tell you, this Reds team, they're scrappy good, man. This Reds team is scrappy good, I think. They were helped because, I'm sorry, your Cardinals didn't pitch.
No, and okay, so you say that. Flaherty goes 4 2/3, which that is something I'm going to look at. He had a down year last year.
And 95 pitches in the process.
Yes, and there were stretches where he looked good, though, Blaze. There were stretches where he was getting the calls, he was working his pitches. The Castellanos home run was a good pitch that Castellanos just was able to turn on because he's a good hitter.
We forgot about that signing by the Reds.
Yeah, well, because of last year.
Yeah,
but he's a guy that's there and who's a capable hitter, and he was great. Castellanos was great in this game, and he's a guy to watch as well for award races. I would even say, despite the Reds maybe not being as competitive. But, the NL Central's up for grabs, so who knows? What I would say about the pitching, Blaze, not something I'm going to watch with Flaherty because of a down year, and then he had his moments, but he left a couple of pitches. He had a couple, like you said with Cole, he had at least 2 or 3 pitches that I know he wants back. And knowing his competitive side, at least what I've seen, is he's gonna call, even though they won, that was a bad start for him.
It was a bad start. It also appeared to me that at times Flaherty's control was a bit off as well.
Yes. Yep. No, it's almost like he was over pitching in a way. And that happens. I mean, first game of the year, start of the year, opening day start.
Not that I'm putting a lot of stock in it, but
it is what it is. No, but we're breaking it down. So the only other thing though I would say is the bullpen did come in well. Giovanni Gallegos, who we got from your Yankees.
Yep.
Had two easy, no stress innings. And then we had Alex Reyes come in for the 9th, which not a save situation, gave up a walk and a hit, but also had the final strikeout and got the other 2 outs. So with electric stuff. So the pitching is what I'm mostly worried about. I think people have been, for whatever reason, hampering on this Cardinals offense, but they clearly showed out, scoring 11 in their first game. So
yeah, no question about it.
I'm here for it. I cannot wait to watch them later this afternoon. So we'll have to see, but that's what you get your homer minute from us, and then you get all the other takes from all the other teams because we are just baseball nuts, and we will give you everything. Blaze, why don't we end the show with one thing that we didn't do, which was our awards predictions?
Yeah.
Is that something you're ready and willing to do? Yeah,
let's spend the next 5 minutes doing that, and then
get out of here.
Time for us to touch home plate and head to the dugout. Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, minimal explanation, but we'll go right through it. I'll start with the AL MVP, Blaze. Look, it's a homer pick. I say that even though he's not a Cardinal, but it's a pick that I think most people are going to pick for the next at least 5 more years, and they probably should have been picking for the last 5 years. Mike Trout. I'm picking Mike Trout in a full season yet again with a little bit of help, seemingly, hopefully, for the Angel team. Mike Trout will reclaim his title as AL MVP. And I honestly don't have many honorable mentions. DJ LeMahieu, I think, might be second, third, fourth if he has a similar year. I can't think of any other, off the top of my head, AL players who kind of fit into that mold. So
I've got one.
Oh, let's hear it.
Jose Abreu with the White Sox.
The reigning MVP, yes, but of course.
I
didn't say it. You're right.
I think Jose Abreu is going to be the AL MVP.
Wow. Back to back?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Yes, because until I can be proven otherwise, and I've said this to you so many times in the shows that we've done, Mike, the Angels are not a playoff team with Mike Trout. They're certainly not going to be one without him.
Oh.
I think Jose Abreu makes that difference for the White Sox, and that's why, to me, he is the MVP.
Okay.
Period. Stop. I heard the pen click. PJ is putting down Jose Abreu for me and Mike Trout for him. I am not undervaluing Mike Trout. I'm just saying, if you're going to be the most valuable player, your team needs to be in the playoff conversation.
Hey, we've seen times where that hasn't happened, though.
Okay, very few exceptions.
06, Ryan Howard beat Pujols, even though Pujols was, first of all, made the playoffs, and second of all, didn't strike out more than 150 times. Third of all, had one of his best seasons, but Ryan Howard won because of his home runs and RBIs, and his team would finish last.
I see that, and that I don't understand.
Me neither.
Why are you viewed as a most valuable player if your team still sucks with you?
Should never happen. I agree. So, do you want to throw your NL MVP?
It's Fernando Tatis.
Oh, okay. All right.
It is the $340 million man for the San Diego Padres, Fernando Tatis.
Not the $341 million man in Lindor?
Nope.
No, So I'm going to go a different way, but I think Tatis finishes 1 or 2. I'm going Ronald Acuna Jr. goes 40-40, hits well over 300, and they win the division. So that'll be my. And you know what's funny about that? I have both those guys on my fantasy team, so very happy.
You know, Acuna is an easy pick. I mean, there are so many good players on that Braves team. I think though,
including last year's MVP, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah, and you know, and I mean all the other. I mean they have so many good players on that Braves team. I just think that Tatis really is a huge difference maker in terms of the Padres making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. I mean, they're clearly going to have a good year. At least they should have a good year, meaning the Padres, because of the signings and the improvements that they've made. But by no means are they a guaranteed playoff team. But I think they are with Tatis.
No, hot take. I think they lose the division by. I think they finish second in the division by like 9-10 games, but still make the first wild card. Is the Padres?
I was thinking maybe 5 or 6. I mean, they really should. I think they're relatively.
They should be.
They're heel to toe with the Dodgers right now.
They should be. And I know we touched on it in our standings predictions, but either way, Blaze, I figured we would just do MLB Cy and Rookie. We'll focus on the player awards now, and we'll do manager later in the year.
Okay, so yeah. All right. So Cy Young to me.
Yeah, and you do NL. Or no, you can do AL. You do AL.
Actually, I'm going to do both right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because time is of the essence here. Give me Garrett Cole and Jacob deGrom as your Cy Youngs. What about for you?
I'm gonna go Trevor Bauer in the NL, and I'm gonna go. I don't want to do Cole just to be on your side. But I'm going to go Garrett Cole. I think with a full season, he proves he is the pitcher in New York. Not that DeGrom isn't. They proved this year, even with DeGrom not winning it, they proved that they are the top 2 pitchers in the majors, and they both play in New York.
Yep. All right, 30 seconds, your Rookie of the Year picks.
Rookie of the Year, Dylan Carlson in the NL, and Randy, a former Cardinal, Randy Arozarena in the AL will be my 2 Rookie of the Year picks, my friend.
I'm going to agree with you on Arozarena. I really like this Hayes kid. I really like Ke'Bryan Hayes. So there are my picks as we have to wrap this show up. This hour has flown by. Thanks for listening. Join us and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and via the Pacifica Radio Network on your local community radio station and Facebook.com/Swinging Blindly Podcast and on Twitter @Swinging Blindly. PJ, if we swing and miss, who cares, right?
Who gives a hey?